Good evening, everybody. How are you? How's all my friends, associates, agents? I hope that you all are able to connect here. We've been having some problems here at home with my internet. I don't know what the problem is. It started raining, been raining the whole day, and I'm going off of my hotspot here on my phone. Uh, Good idea to have a hotspot. Okay, it saved the day, guys. It saved the day. Happy Wednesday. I want to go over today some very important programs, some ideas that I want to give you guys. And the theme of today is basically what we all need to do to keep on selling and serving our clients in the midst of this high interest rate environment. Okay. I want you to know that business is still being done as usual. Okay, the interest rates are high, but this year, from all the projections, there are going to be a total of 4.8 million transactions by the end of this year. 4.8 million. That means that including the seller and the buyer transactions, you're looking at 10 million transactions. Okay, that's a lot of transactions, guys. It's a lot of transactions. So it's up to you. It's up to me to be able to take part of that pie and to be able to help our clients in this high interest rate environment. I personally feel that as long as inflation is at the rate it is, rates are going to remain high. It's just a fact of life. Okay, inflation has a direct relationship to interest rates, same as the bonds. Bonds have a direct relationship to interest rates. Now, if the cost of money, the inflation goes down, the cost of money is going to be less. Okay, because it's going to cost less to purchase, goods and services. Therefore, the interest rate is going to go lower. So if I believe that inflation is going to go down, sooner or later, it's probably going to be at its normal level, 3-4%. It could be a year, it could be 2 years. But once that happens, then the interest rates are gonna go down. Okay. We're all in the real estate market and the mortgage market has changed, dramatically. It's changing right now dramatically. Not to say that this is the first change that it's ever had. Okay, it's the market. The market has adjusted. Going back 100 years. Okay. One of the things that you shouldn't let your mind be in control of, and dwell on is all the negative media that's out there. Okay. The negative media, it will dwell in your head and your subconscious. And when you're talking to a prospect, they're gonna probably have seen the same negative news. Okay, so the negative news, the newscasters, that's what they're paid for. Okay, they're paid to give us all the negative things that happen during the day. Okay, all the murders, the accidents, the bad weather, et cetera, et cetera. That's their job. Okay, but one of the first things that you're going to need to do in order to work with your buyers more efficiently and be a little more positive is, not listen to the news. It's important to listen to the news. It's important to know what's going on. Okay, I hear every morning, when I get up in the morning, I turn on the TV and I hear Squawk Box. It gives me an idea of what's happening in the market. And as a professional, I think we need to know that. Okay. But don't go by what doomsdayers are saying, hey, that the market is going to crash, like it did in 2008. That's not going to happen. Okay. Some gurus tell you that, hey, we're going to have another market crash. Putting that fear into the consumer's mind, it's unfounded. Okay. Like I said before, there's people are going to keep buying homes. Some are going to refi. A lot of people, they're going to need money, money, especially now. People are going to need to have that extra money to, pay off their bills, to keep up with inflation, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. I taught on one of the videos before, and if you have a chance, go to my YouTube channel and check out the blended rate that we have. I have a blended rate calculator that for people that have a lot of credit cards and a lot of debts, and their debts are more than 12% interest, 12% interest. I have that blended calculator that really helps out. Okay. Hey, who do we have online here?
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
Oh, hi, Jackie. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you. We're in the process of going over how to keep selling and listing in this market. So
how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to learn a little bit.
Yeah. It's an interesting topic with the interest rates that are so high now, So
How much
anyway,
are they?
well, the rates right now, they're I'm going to show you in a minute what they look like.
Okay.
But they're hovering around conventional Fannie Mae, Freddie. They're like around 6 3/4 to 7%. And the rates that we were talking about on your loan, you're probably looking at around close to 7.5 to 8%. So
Okay.
but there's a lot of programs out there that we can, you can lower I'm going to go over that with you here with everyone. Okay. So you have an idea. All right.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, okay. What I was saying is there's going to be a lot of transactions that are closing, close to 5 million transactions. So the market can't be that bad. And I just had a listing in Hialeah. It sold in a matter of a week. Okay. It was a home in Hialeah, West Hialeah, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $515,000, and it needed like $40,000 worth of work. And that property sold. I got 5 offers in a week, and it sold for $500,000. So tell me, is the market slow? Yeah, it is slowing down, but people are still buying. Okay. The reason, 90% of all agents in the business fail. Okay. It's not that they don't know what to do. They know what to do, but they're just not doing it. Okay. They're not making the effort, the contacts that they need to make. They're not making the presentations, the conversations with people that they need to talk to every day. Because in the business, in this type of business, you can't be a secret agent. You have to have constant contact, with your customers to let them know what's going on with the market. And don't convince them, if they're not convinced to buy or sell. The worst thing to do is to try to convince them to buy or sell right now. But when the market changes, you're going to have a customer that's going to appreciate your honesty, and your integrity. Okay. A lot of buyers, they don't want to buy now, or they're afraid to buy now. So don't try to convince them. Build that relationship with them and stay in contact with them, follow up with them, and sooner or later they'll call you back. Okay. If any of y'all have ever been to a Ritz-Carlton, okay, I recommend that you go to a Ritz-Carlton, because talking about you're going to be treated like a billionaire. You're going to be treated like the only customer that they have. And yes, it's expensive, but it's a tremendous customer experience. And this is the experience that we need to give our customer. We need to give them exceptional customer experience. Well, they won't forget you. They'll say, oh, this person did something for me that I will not forget. So it's important that you give good customer service. Very, very important. The top 10% of the agents, they love what they're doing. Okay, that's another thing. You have to be passionate to what you're doing. Okay, you have to like what you're doing. It's very important. Okay, I talked to a broker the other day, and he was telling me, Elias, my staff, they're not doing they're not doing anything right now. They're all complaining about the high interest rates, that houses aren't selling, that they can't get listings, they can't get buyers. And he said I told him, I said, why don't you, the best suggestion that you can give to your people is tell them to go out and get a job. Okay, get a job. All right, get a job. Have to work from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Have to check in, check out. Have a boss. Okay, either drive an Uber. You know what it is, driving Uber a whole day. Or going to work for someone that doesn't treat you the way you should be treated. Okay, can you imagine all the people that are doing construction jobs right now? I just, right next door to my house, there's the owners are putting a new roof on their house, and these poor guys are up there every day in the sun and the heat, putting up these tiles. And the construction people also, I mean, you can't put a price on, being at home, being able, or at your office in air conditioning. Okay, being able to do most of your business online, without having to sweat, and without having to account for to another person, to another boss. So believe me, when the agents go get another job, they're going to realize that, hey, I'd rather stay in as self-employed, stay in the business, sacrifice myself, do whatever I have to do. But that's going to be a motivation for them to stay in the business, in the real estate business. Okay. So another thing that I wanted to touch upon is that you don't have to be talented, in the business. You don't really have to have a whole lot of knowledge. Okay. I know some people that really, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience, and they're crushing it. Why? Because they have, they make more contacts than the people that don't, and it all boils down to how many contacts, daily conversations you have with people. Remember, you can't be a secret agent in this business or in any business. If you're self-employed and you're working, with the public, you got to let them know, what's going on in the market. You got to be in contact with them. Okay. Following up, having your own little database of your clients, your CRM, sending out newsletters, sending out postcards, birthdays, anniversaries, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Your customer will see your lack of confidence like that. So that's another thing I want to touch on, that many times, your customer, if you don't have the confidence in yourself, how can the customer, your client, have confidence in you? Okay. That's why I teach every day that self-development is so important. Any type of self-development early in the morning, every day, will put you, will give you more motivation, and will give you more knowledge of some things that you learn. I learn things every day. I just learned today of a new program out there that's helping people buy homes, and I'm going to go over some of those programs today. Okay, so what I'm saying is, the bottom line is that when the market gets the way it is, you have to adapt to the market, and it's not going to last forever. Okay, there's going to be a time where things are going to be back to normal. Okay, how many times has the market changed and adjusted? Okay, remember what happened in the 2010 through 2018. Okay, 2010 values of homes were just, 2015 they reached their all-time high, and then all of a sudden 2017, 2018, the homes dropped by more than 30-40%. I never thought something like that would happen. Okay, the market shifted. Okay, did the market correct itself? Yes, it did. All right, it took 7 to 8 years to correct, but it corrected itself. Okay, now the values are up there. You don't see as many foreclosures. You don't see as many short sales. At that time, I had to become a short sale specialist because that's all we were doing is short sales and foreclosures. Okay, I'll never forget. I don't think I've experienced a market like that ever before. Okay, but the market has changed. In the 80s, I remember, I've been in the business for over 40 years. So in the 80s, the interest rates were 12, 13, 14%. Okay, how in the world do you think homes were selling at 13, 14, 15%? Okay, they were a lot lower in value, but people still couldn't afford them. So what did we have to do? We had to adjust to the market, come up with creative financing, which is I'm going to go over today some of the creative financings that are out there. We would do first and second mortgages, assumption of mortgages. That means that people that were selling their house, the buyer would assume their mortgage, and people had the money to buy. They had the down payment, they had 10, 20%, but they couldn't afford the high interest rate. So I had a lot of transactions that were, for example, on a $150,000 house, they would finance with the bank 100,000 and at 13, 14, 15%. And then the difference, the 100,000 or the $50,000 difference, the seller would take back like a piggyback mortgage and with no interest. So that kind of blended the rate out to about 8 or 9%. Okay, so what I'm telling you is that especially the agents out there that are working real estate and mortgages, you have to adapt. You have to learn everything that you can learn about the new programs. Okay, and if you don't know where to look, YouTube is the best place you can look at. Just open up a YouTube and put in there anything about what you want to learn, and it'll be there for sure. Okay, so we had the pandemic. That's another problem that we had. Market change that we had. The pandemic, everything stopped for like 6-8 months, and we had to adjust. Okay, people couldn't show houses. Can you imagine not being able to go out and show a house because the owner didn't want you to go in the house because of the COVID? Okay, and it was just my son sold a house during that time on FaceTime, believe it or not. Okay, so that's what I'm saying about adapting. Okay, the market will always shift. The market will always change. Your success will depend on how you change with the market. Okay, and by reading more, by preparing yourself more, by learning more of what you need to know in this market to help people. Okay, and we're not here to to push anybody into buying anything. We're here to help people the best we can. Okay, so they'll feel confident with us. Okay, like I said before, don't try to convince anybody to do business now. If they're renting, for example. What I like to show them is I do a comparison of how much they're paying rent as opposed to how much they'd be paying on a mortgage. Even at the high rates that they are right now, a lot of tenants, a lot of my customers that are renting see that for just a little bit more or maybe almost the same, they can buy a home. So then we work on explaining to them, hey, this is the comparison, the difference between owning and renting. If you own a home, you're gonna build. There's 3 advantages. You're gonna build equity. Your interest is deductible. Your taxes are deductible, and you're gonna build equity. Plus, the value of the home is going to be going up. The value of homes in the last 2 years have gone up like tremendously. 30%. Well, you all know that they've all property values have all gone up. Okay, hopefully they'll stabilize now. Okay, one of the examples that I want to make, with being consistent and doing things and not quitting. For example, if you ate hamburgers every day, okay, cheeseburgers every day for after a year, you're not going to feel anything in 3 months, and you're not going to feel anything in 6 months. But after 12 months, your cholesterol is probably going to be sky high. You're going to feel, you're going to feel bad because your diet has consisted of junk foods, right? But you're not going to feel it until after 12 months. Okay. And now, on the other hand, if you eat salads and you start eating a lot of salads for the first 3 months, you're not going to see any difference. The 6 months, in 6 months, you're not going to feel any difference. However, after a year, you're going to see that you've lowered your cholesterol, you've lowered your weight, you're feeling better, okay, because of the diet. Now, it's the same thing in real estate, okay? It's the same, the analogy that I'm making is same thing. Let's say you have a realtor that makes contacts. You make, let's say, in 3 months you make 300 contacts. Okay, you're not gonna have immediate success in 3 months. Okay, but you keep following up with those contacts. In 6 months you may not have any success, but after a year, if you keep following up with those 400 contacts that you made during the year, letting them know what's going on in the market, and once the time is the timing has to be right, you're gonna make sales out of those 400 contacts. You might make 40 transactions, okay, minimum, 30 to 40 transactions if you keep in contact. But if you don't do anything, if you dwell on the negative news, if you dwell on the high interest rates, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. So, contact is, like I said, is very, very important. Okay. Basically that, that's what you need. You have to focus on helping people, focus on finding a solution to their problems. We get paid what we get paid because we solve problems. That's the only reason we get paid. If you're not out there solving problems, you're not going to get paid. Okay. Now let's go over some new financing, which I promised I wanted to go over with you. There are like 5 or 6 different programs that have just come up. One of the programs is called the 2-1 buy down. 2-1 buy down. Okay, what is the 2-1 buy down? This is for primary purchases, first-time home buyers. It doesn't apply for investors. Okay, I know. I have someone on the line on Zoom now that we're in the process of doing a refinance investment. It's an investment type of loan on their condo, a cash out. Okay, which I'm going to go over some of the things there also that are available for you. But basically, the way the buy down works is, let's say the rates right now are 6 3/4. Okay, 6 3/4. Let's pick a price of a mortgage of $300,000 and a purchase price of $317,000 with 5% down. Normally, that payment would be $1,945 a month for a $300,000 mortgage. That's 6 3/4. With the buy down, the first year, the interest rate will be 4 3/4. Okay, the interest rate will be 4 3/4, and the payment will be $1,564. All right, there's a difference there of $380 a month, $400 a month. Now that's equivalent of an interest rate of around 4%. Okay, what is this going to cost? Well, it may not cost your buyer anything, because right now, builders, developers, sellers are paying, are contributing a little bit to closing costs. They're contributing 1%, 2%. And once that contribution can be used to buy down the mortgage payment. So the first year, it's a fixed rate mortgage, will be $1,564. You're saving $400 a month almost. The second year, it'll go from 4 3/4 to 5 3/4 the second year. And the second year, the payment would be $1,750. So you're saving there almost $200. Remember that your payment would have started out at $1,945. So from $1,945, it's starting out at $1,564 first year, and the second year $1,750. So you're still saving $200 the second year, and all this is going to cost is 2%. All right, 2%, which is around $6,900, which the seller can agree to pay. And right now, developers, builders are advertising this. They're advertising, hey, we can get you an initial rate of 4% or 3.5%, 4%, 4.5%. Okay. So that motivates the buyer to buy. And then, with the hope and the aspiration that the rates are going to go down, and the rates will go down. When you see the inflation rate so high, the interest rates are going to be high. When you see the inflation rate go down, you're going to see the interest rates go down. Now, question: do you think the inflation rate is going to remain at 8-9% for the next 5 years? Probably not. I've never seen that. In the history, in the last 40, 50 years, that's never happened. Inflation has been, goes up and down, goes up and down. But whenever you have a high inflationary period, you're going to have a high interest rate. Okay. The other program that we have, it's called a graduated mortgage payment. Okay. What is that? All right. Graduate. A lot of people, a long time ago, FHA used to have this program. It was a 6-year program where it would help homeowners buy their home and pay like 10% less the first year, and then every year it would go up. The payment would go up 5%. So this is very similar. Okay, very, very similar. There's a lender. The only setback with this program is that you have to have 25% down payment. Okay, but 25%, your payment will be a lot less because you're graduating it. You're not paying. It's a 6-year program. I believe I have a sample of that here. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, right here. Okay, and all right, you see here. This is called the step-up mortgage. Non-QM means non-qualified mortgage. It's a non-qualified product. The initial payments, they increase 5% per year. It's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. It's not an adjustable mortgage. Okay, it's a full doc, or they'll use 1 or 2 year bank statements as verification of income. 25% down. Credit scores as low as 660. This program applies to primary residences only. Okay, and here, this is an example. This is a little calculator. Okay, that let's say you're going for a loan amount of let's say you're going for a loan amount of 300,000. What we were talking about before. Okay, and the rate, let's say, is 7%. Okay, for a term of 30 years. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I had a little problem here with my internet, so I hope we can we don't get lost here. See, I still have. I'm using my Bluetooth on my phone because I don't have internet here at the house. I guess the storm, something happened. Okay, but anyway, for some reason it doesn't want to calculate here. But 300,000 at 7%. Remember, I told you the payment was $1945. Well, with the graduated mortgage payment, your first payment is going to be probably around close to the buy down that I was talking about. It would probably be somewhere around 1,500, 1,400 to 1,500, and then it would go up 5% every year for 5 years, and then the 6-year it would be a fixed rate, standard mortgage at 7%. Right? This helps the buyer a little bit when they're qualifying for a mortgage, and it avoids that that payment shock that we all know of. Okay, and with the 2-1 buy down, as I said, that helps out a lot. Okay, see, the other program that we have here is okay. The other programs that we have. There's an interest only program where you pay, if you want to just pay interest only, you pay interest only. That lowers your payment. Okay, the example that I gave you on the 300,000. Okay, if you do 300,000, let's say at 7%, the interest only payment there would be $17.50 a month. Okay, so that's that's still lower than what you would be paying $19.45 a month, and then wait until the interest rates go down and you can refinance it later. Okay, most of these programs, in fact, I would say most all of them, the owner programs that I'm talking about do not have a prepayment penalty, so you can refinance at any given time. So the interest only loan we have available, the 40-year term. I never thought that we would get the 40 years, but now they have 30 and they have 40. They have 30 and 40-year mortgage. So that's another advantage. The other program that we have is for first-time home buyers, the down payment assistance program. Okay, when you combine the down payment assistance program, closing cost assistance program, and you add the graduated payment program, you're going to be the buyer that needs to buy is going to buy, is going to want to go ahead and purchase and make that decision to buy. But the point that I'm making is that you have to be aware of these programs, because if you're not aware, how can you educate your buyer? How could you show them comparisons? They don't have to be stuck, with a high rate for the rest of their lives. Okay, it's a short term, it's a short term period until the rates and inflation start coming down. So those down payment assistance programs, I would learn them, backwards and forwards. We have a couple of lenders that do that have the down payment assistance programs. So if there's any tenants out there that are renting, by far it's going to be better for you to buy than stay renting. The rents are extremely high. I don't have to tell you, for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, they're going for $1,500. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, incredible. 2 bedrooms going for $2,000, $2,300 per month. Okay, that would be your mortgage payment on a house or possibly a condo. Okay, and like I tell people, when you're renting, you're throwing your money into the toilet. Basically, you don't have any equity. You never will build up any equity, and you're just wasting your money. You're basically making the landlord richer, by renting. Also, there's another program out there that's called it's an FHA program, reverse mortgage. Okay, the reverse mortgages are very, very important for older people. Say your parents, that are in their 60s, 70s, 80s. And I don't know about your parents, but my parents will not move out of their house. They will not move out of their house. Okay. My dad is stuck in his house. Okay. He loves his house. He goes out to the yard every day and sits down and just, walks around the grass, and that's what's keeping him going. Okay. Do you think that a person like this would want to sell their home and go into an apartment or a condominium? No, I don't think so. So here's a market where, in my opinion, is a little untapped. A lot of the older generation, most of the older generation they're barely making it. They're in poverty. You can't make it with with an income of $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, or not even $2,800 a month. You can't make it. Inflation is at a point where these older people are finding themselves in a situation where they're having to go to work, or they're having to cut expenses. Okay, they can't travel. Okay, however, they're sitting on a home that's worth $600,000, $800,000. They have $600,000 or $800,000 in equity that the equity is not doing anything for them. Okay, it's just sitting there. Okay, so the reverse mortgage is a way to be able to get some of your equity out, and if you don't need the equity, put it in a line of credit. You can do a line of credit with a reverse mortgage. Keep it. You don't pay interest on the line of credit. That's another good idea. Remember what this billionaire Robert Kiyosaki says. He says, your home is not an asset because you owe money on the home. Okay, if you have to pay the bank, you know, it's a liability. Your home is a liability. However, if you convert your home to you know, if you income producing, where you make income on the property, that's why you know, Airbnb, VRBO is so popular today, because a lot of these owners, they're saying, hey, I got all this equity in the house, it's not doing me anything. So they're renting out rooms, you know, rooms, and through Airbnb, and then they're making that extra income, and it's meeting their needs. I think more than half of all the retired people that I know, especially in Hialeah, you know, they own a home and they have 3 efficiencies. Okay, and each efficiency is renting for $1,000, $1,200. So they're making more on the rental of the efficiency than they are in their retirement. Okay, but you know, there's many people that are in a situation, you know, similar to what I'm saying, and they need to do something. You know, they need to take some money out of their house or whatever. So there are always going to be, you know, people that are going to need it, especially now, you know, more than ever. You know, they're gonna need to do something, you know, and you know, pull out an equity line, pull out a mortgage. You know, you might want to buy a second home. I think we have a guest here that wants to buy a second home in North Carolina. So that's the reason, you know, that you want to be able to you know, to invest in other properties. Okay, so but basically that's what I had. You know, I don't want to make it too long, but that's basically what I had to say. And we got Jackie. You're still on the line there? Wait, let me
Yes, hi, I'm here.
yeah. Okay, yeah, now we're pretty much finished up. I'm glad you connected with us, you know. I'm glad. Listen, I got your information, so I'm going to be submitting it to see if we can get that credit score up. Okay.
Okay.
And so I think we will. I think we'll be able to do it. I got a couple of lenders that lowered the credit score a little bit. Okay. So, but when I told you about these programs, you know, you can qualify for, if the payment is too high, you know, we can do maybe an interest only, or we can do you know, we can do a 40-year mortgage instead of a 30-year mortgage. ¿Sabes? Lo importante que tú sabes que no estés, que tengas cash flow,
Claro.
que el apartamento cubra, you know, cubra lo que vas a
Sí.
pagar. Porque si tienes que sacar de tu bolsillo, you know, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you know, and then invest the money. Ese dinero hay que invertirlo.
Así mismo.
Ese dinero hay que invertirlo. Yo te voy a dar las figuras y te llamo. I'll call you this week to let you know
Okay.
the exact payment and how everything looks. But
So
I
you
think
don't need the credit one. You don't
I'm
need
sorry?
the other. I think one of the credit one, el balance estaba bien. Me
Okay.
falta una. Do you need?
Okay.
Do you still need that one or no?
Bueno, sí, mándamelo si puedes. Sí, mándamelo.
Okay.
Yeah, mándamelo. Have you gotten any letters from the company, the credit company, like the dispute letters? You're sending them out every
No. Well, I have to check. I haven't checked on the
check your website.
document.
Yeah, go into USES and go to credit restoration and see if you have any of your letters ready. Okay. Y si no sabes download it, llama a Marta, she'll download them for you.
Oh, okay.
Ya,
Okay.
esa carta hay que mandarla cada 2 meses, ¿ok?
Oh,
Porque
okay.
you never know, you know, if they're not gonna answer one of the dispute letters. So, you know, you just keep sending those letters out, okay? So, oye,
Okay.
this morning it was 32 degrees in North Carolina,
Yes.
up in the house.
We
Can you
saw that.
imagine?
Yeah,
Oh,
we are
my
happy
God.
here because we got some, colder weather. So
A little cold
we
weather,
have-
I know. Qué rico
Yeah.
es el frito, qué rico.
Sí,
Sí.
sí. Me dan
Bueno,
ganas de
pues,
estar afuera y no entrar.
seguro. Óyeme, pues yo los miércoles siempre tengo como un entrenamiento, you know, un training.
Sí.
Y lo pongo, tú sabes, para todo el mundo, para todos los realtors que están en la calle, que puedan, entonces yo lo pongo para que escuchen y puedan, ¿sabes? Tomar ventaja de algunos conocimientos y experiencias que yo he cogido. Y entonces, ¿sabes? Porque muchos vendedores los que acaban de empezar el negocio no tienen experiencia
Claro,
y,
claro.
y no saben, tú sabes, no saben lo que hacer. Ahora, los que sí
Ujú.
saben,
Eso bueno.
lo que sí saben lo que hacer, no están haciendo porque son vagos. Sí.
Sí,
No quieren, como te dije ahorita, no quieren hacer
quieren
lo que
trabajar.
no quieren trabajar, no quieren hacer los contactos o se frustran, se frustran. Pero oye, es más frustrante trabajar para otro que
Oh,
trabajar para
sí,
ti. ¿No es verdad?
sí, seguro, seguro.
Mira, tu esposo
100%.
mismo, él trabaja de camionero, ¿no?
De carpintero, la hace de
De
gabinete.
carpintero, pero él tiene su propio
Sí,
negocio, prácticamente.
sí, desde el
Ya,
94.
él no tiene un jefe que le diga, oye, tienes que venir hoy, o tienes que hacer esto,
No,
tienes que hacer lo otro.
tiene que esforzarse, lógicamente, porque trabajas más, trabaja casi 12 horas al día, pero por lo menos
Es para ti.
es para él. Ajá.
Es para
Tiene
ti, no
más
es para...
flexibilidad. Sí.
Así mismo, así mismo, Jack. Bueno, oye,
Ok,
te tengo la reservación, ¿ok?
ok,
So, para la
perfecto.
casita del techo rojo, no te preocupes.
Sí, ok,
Oye, me
ok.
han venido como 10 inquiries en esa casa, porque todo el mundo quiere para allá, para Christmas,
Ah,
para
ese es para de diciembre, ¿no? Ahora te mandé otro ahí, me revisa después
ya, ya.
el, el texto que te mandé una hora para la semana que viene.
¿Me mandaste qué?
Para preguntarte para reservar para la semana que viene, del
Ah, bueno, sí,
27.
it's available. Yeah,
Después,
yeah. It's
ajá.
available. Va a estar disponible lo que vamos para allá para Thanksgiving. So esa es la única semana que no va a estar disponible.
Ajá. Ok.
Ok. Bueno, mija,
Está
oye,
bien.
saludos
Ok.
a tu esposo, ¿ok?
Gracias.
A
Gracias
los
igual, igual.
niños, a los perros, a todo el mundo para allá.
Al
Ok,
familia completo. Ok, bueno,
bueno, ok,
gracias.
bye
Ah,
bye.
igual a ustedes. Bye bye.
Ok, bye.